Titan fans, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and on today's video, we're going to be looking at the 4 toughest matchups for Julio Jones this upcoming season. I don't know about you. When I saw the news that the Titans went out and made a big-time splash for Jones, I was excited. With that being said, I am having a little bit of debate of who's going to be that number 1 receiver. Is it going to be Jones? Is it going to be A.J. Brown? For the sake of this video, let's just say the wide receiver 1 is Julio Jones. And he's coming off, even though a little bit of a rough season due to some injuries, played in only 9 games, but still averaged 85 receiving yards per game. I get the idea that he's getting up there, but I'll tell you what, if he plays in more than 14, 15, 16 games, there's no reason to me that he can't get back to some of these crazy numbers that he was putting up before. 99 catches in 2019, 113 catches. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to the 2015 version of Julio getting 136 with over 1,800 yards, but bottom line is this. Defensive players, you have to be able to respect Jones. And even though A.J. Brown is one of the up-and-coming receivers in this league, I still think that Jones is going to get that number 1 cornerback. So what I decided to do is rank the 4 toughest matchups from a Julio Jones versus a cornerback standpoint. And at number 4, TreDavious White, corner of the Buffalo Bills. He's going to get into this matchup here. Probably it's going to be in Week 6. We'll show you some of his stats from White, who had 3 interceptions last year. He also, was up and down at times, signed that brand new contract. He's right now the 2nd highest paid corner in the National Football League, but he had 57 tackles, 11 pass breakups. He's definitely a more undersized than Julio, but one of the things that make White great is he's physical. And anytime you're going to get a physical cornerback, sometimes that's shown that can help or, I guess, hinder Julio's progress. Let's go to number 3 here on my list. It's Xavien Howard, which is going to be Week 17. I'm definitely going to have this one circled because Howard last season ended up leading the NFL in interceptions, and he had 10 of them. And when you really look at over the last 3 seasons, this man's got 17 INTs, and he is a good player, had 3 votes in there for Defensive Player of the Year. But let's just say, because I know some Dolphin fans would probably argue this, Howard might not be the number 1 corner on that team. What if they go with a guy like Byron Jones, who battled some injuries last season? If I was Miami's defensive coordinator, I would put Byron Jones on a more shifty A.J. Brown and put Xavien Howard on Julio Jones, because Howard, again, is a little bit more of a physical cornerback. Let's go to the 2nd toughest matchup here for Julio Jones in 2021. Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore struggled a little bit last season, ended up tearing his thigh muscle, which I can't even imagine what that feels like. But this is going to be a Week 12 matchup that for sure you need to be watching, because even though the numbers that you see last season, 1 pick, 3 PBUs, 37 tackles, this guy won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2019, where he had 20 pass breakups, 6 interceptions. He was just an absolutely dynamic player. But there have been a lot of trade rumors around Gilmore, right? Now, let's just say Gilmore somehow gets traded, and then New England wants to go ahead and rock and roll with J.C. Jackson. Jackson wouldn't make my top 4 list despite having 9 interceptions last year and 14 pass breakups. Jackson's a good player, but he and Gilmore to me are not even in the same conversation in terms of how talented those guys are right now. Let's go to the number 1 toughest matchup for Julio Jones this upcoming season. It's Jalen Ramsey, Week 9. And anytime you show up to a training camp in a Brinks truck, you're like, all right, man, I got my attention. He signed a monster deal with the Los Angeles Rams, the highest paid cornerback in the National Football League, making over $21 million per year. Since he's come out of Florida State, he's been nothing but excellent. 44 tackles, an INT, 9 pass breakups. That is the toughest matchup for Julio this upcoming season. But you know what we do here at Chat Sports? We're an interactive YouTube or interactive channel, and I always want to know what you guys have to say. So what is Julio Jones' toughest matchup this upcoming season? If you agree with it, Jalen Ramsey, throw it down in the comments. If you think it's somebody else, let me know.